Hi everyone, is my voice audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so yesterday we were in module number 1 and we have completed some couple of topics. So I explained you like history and origin of a BA, that is before 1980s and after 1980s. Then I have explained who is a business analyst and what is business analysis. Then we have seen the functions of a BA. Then we have seen types of IT companies, that is product-based IT company and service-based IT company. Then I have explained you IT hierarchy. Then we have seen stakeholders and different types of stakeholders. Then I have explained what is the scope creep, and what are the reasons why the project goes into scope creep. And then we have seen the level 5 companies. So I guess these are the topics we have completed yesterday. Today we are going to start with business analyst prerequisites. Prerequisites are nothing but qualities, like what kind of qualities the BA should have. So here they are divided into 7 types. The first one is domain knowledge, second one is technical knowledge, third one is skills required, fourth one is SDLC process, and fifth one is methodologies and models, and sixth one is tools and techniques, and seventh one is 6 knowledge areas. That means to work as a BA, or in order to have your job doing without any problems, then you should know about all these things, all these 7 prerequisites. Okay, so let me explain about each and everything in detail. First one is domain knowledge. So what is domain knowledge means, like before entering into BA career, whatever the experience you have, that will be taken as your domain knowledge. For example, if you are working in a finance company, finance will be taken as your domain knowledge. If you are working in a insurance company, insurance will be taken as your domain knowledge. Suppose after completion of your education, directly if you want to make a career in BA and you don't have any kind of experience, then whatever the specialization you have taken in your education, or whatever the projects you have handled in your academic chronicle, that will be taken as a domain. Okay, so initially in 1980s, when the role of BA emerged, at that time companies used to give more and more importance for domain, because at that time there was no globalization and every company, every IT company was specific to a particular domain. Suppose if XYZ company is there, so if they used to take insurance project, say they are doing only with insurance related projects. If another company is there, if they used to take finance, they used to deal only with all finance projects. So that's the reason they are more considered about domain. But right now, because of globalization, so each because of globalization and competition, so companies are not specific. Whatever the project they are getting, they are taking. Okay, if they are getting finance also, they are taking. If they are getting insurance also, they are taking. So at this time, so they are checking whether if a candidate is good with all the concepts of BA, then they are taking the candidates and they are getting trained. If they get insurance project, they are giving insurance domain training. If they are getting finance project, they are giving finance project training. Okay, then next one is second one, technical skills. Here for a BA, what are the technical skills means, if you are okay with using MS Office like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Paint, and if you know how to use computer and if you know how to use internet concepts, then you are perfect with technical skills. Okay, so for a BA, no one is going to ask whether you have programming knowledge or coding language. So if you are perfect, if you have a minimum skills of using MS Office like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and how to do documentation, and if you know how to use computer, how to use system, how to use internet concepts, it's more than enough. Okay, then third one is skills required. So here a BA should have different skills. Totally those skills are divided into 7. What are those means? The first one is good communication skills. Second one is good writing skills. Third one is leadership qualities. Fourth one is good listening skills. Fifth one is problem solving skills. Sixth one is negotiation skills. And finally, the seventh one is articulation skills. So these are the 7 mandatory skills that are required for a BA. First one is good communication skills. Why means is going to coordinate with different stakeholders. So to coordinate with different stakeholders, you need to have good communication skills. Second one is good writing skills. Why writing skills means like a BA is going to prepare documentation. Okay. So to prepare documentation, you need to have good writing skills. Then third one is leadership qualities. Why leadership qualities means next to project manager, it is the BA who is going to handle the team. So to handle the team, you need to have good leadership qualities. Fourth one is listening skills. Why listening skills means it is the responsibility of the BA to listen to the requirements that are given by the client, and he has to document those requirements properly. So if you don't have good listening skills, then you may document wrong requirements, which may lead to project failure. Okay. Fifth one is problem solving skills. That means a BA should know how to identify the problems. Simultaneously, he should know how to give solution to that problems. Then sixth one is bargaining skills. So a BA should know how to bargain from quality perspective and price perspective. For example, if client is giving requirements and says these requirements you have to develop within 1 week. Now BA will go to the development team and ask them whether they can develop these requirements within 1 week or not. Then development team says even if you are going to work 24/7, we can't develop these requirements within 1 week. So at that time, he has to bargain about the time from the client. Now the BA will go to the client and he says, sir, we can develop this requirement within 1 week, but we are not going to give any kind of assurance that these requirements are going to solve your purpose or not. As we are not getting enough time, we can't give any assurance. So as you are spending this much of money and this much of time, we request you to give more 3 or 4 days so that we can develop these requirements confidently, and we will assure you that it is going to solve your problem. So in this way, you need to take time from the client. So whenever you talk to the client, you have to talk from quality perspective. And sometimes to negotiate price with the client, the IT company will ask the BA to take that responsibility. So at that time, he has to negotiate on the price. Okay. Then final one is articulation skills. Articulation skills are nothing but drawing skills. So here, once you gather requirement to communicate requirements, we need to draw UML diagrams. Okay, with the help of UML diagrams, we are going to put these requirements in the form of diagrams. So initially we used to do this in 1980s, but right now there is a lot of change in the technology. We have got different online tools. Just we are going to use drag and drop option to draw diagrams. Okay, so these are the 7 mandatory skills. Here you are going to get an important interview question. The interviewer is going to ask you, what are the different skills that are required as a BA, or what kind of skills you possess? Then you have to explain all these 7 skills. That is good communication skills, writing skills, leadership qualities, listening skills, problem solving skills, negotiation skills, and articulation skills. Okay. Then next one is SDLC process. SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle Process. So this is our module number 2. So I guess I forwarded you the course content, right? Did I forwarded you?
No, I didn't get one.
Okay, I will do on WhatsApp. Today I will do.
Okay.
So if you see the course content, So second module is SDLC process, that is software development lifecycle process. So here I will be explaining you what is SDLC, software development lifecycle, what are the different phases, and in each phase what kind of activities the IT company will do, and what is the role of a BA in each and every phase. So all these things we will see in detail in module number 2. Okay. Then next one is methodologies and models. So this is our module number 3, SDLC methods and models. So here I am going to explain you 4 different methods. Like I will cover sequential methodology, which is also known as waterfall model. Second one is iterative methodology, which is also known as RUP, that is rational unified process. Third one is evolutionary method, which is also known as prototyping or spiral model. Then finally I will explain you agile methodology. In agile I am going to cover XP and programming. Okay, this is our third module. Then next one is tools and techniques. So related to tools and techniques, we are going to study in 2 modules. One is module number 4, we are going to study about techniques, and module number 8 we are going to study about tools. So module number 4, if you see in 6 knowledge areas, so these are the techniques. The first one is enterprise analysis techniques. Here I am going to explain you about Pareto analysis, fishbone analysis, SWOT analysis, gap analysis, feasibility study, and business case writing. Then next one is requirement elicitation or gathering techniques, techniques of requirement gathering. As I said, I am going to explain you about 10 requirement gathering techniques that we are going to see in module number 4. Then module number 8, if you see here, UML diagrams and tools. So here we are going to see with softwares used for preparing UML diagrams, documentation, and prototypes. Okay. Then next one is 6 knowledge areas. So this is entirely our module number 4, complete module number 4, 6 knowledge areas. Okay. So these are the different prerequisites that are required for a BA to do his job without any problems and without any hurdles. So you should know about all these things. Okay. Then next we will see with roles and responsibilities of a BA. So this is very important. Your entire career is depending upon these roles and responsibilities. So here we have nearly 11 roles and responsibilities, and I have sequenced all these responsibilities in such a way that it explains the complete BA hierarchy. That means if you are working as a junior BA, what kind of roles you are going to perform? If you are working as a senior BA, what kind of roles you are going to perform? If you are working as a lead BA, what kind of roles you are going to perform? Okay. So in this way, I have sequenced. I will explain all those 11 roles and responsibilities. That means, suppose if you are working as a junior BA, you may be performing from responsibility number 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you get promotion as a senior BA, you will be performing responsibility number 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you get promotion as a lead BA, you will be performing responsibility number 7 to 11. So that way, these roles and responsibilities are sequenced. Okay. So let me explain all those. So first responsibility is identifying the correct stakeholders. Now, in yesterday's session, I explained you who is a stakeholder, but here I am stressing correct stakeholders. So what is the difference between a stakeholder and a correct stakeholder? So stakeholder is a person who is related with the business. Okay. And correct stakeholder is a person who is related with ongoing project. So let me explain this difference. For example, now if you are appointed as a BA for a reputed bank, say ICICI Bank. So ICICI Bank is going to use their all own applications. So for that applications, they are having a internal IT infrastructure, and for that IT department, you are working as a BA. Okay. Now, ICICI Bank is into different segments, right? So they are into different operations, like they will deal with savings account, fixed deposit account, current account, which comes as account management system. In the same way, they will deal with loan management system. They will be giving different loans, like housing loans, education loans, vehicle loans, personal loans, business loans. It comes under a loan management system. In the same way, they are into insurance. In the same way, they are into mutual funds. So all these are different segments. Okay. Now, ICICI Bank want to enhance some features in account management system. That means they want to increase some features in savings account, fixed deposit account, and current account. So for this enhancement project, you are assigned as a BA. Okay. Now, the people who are related with the entire ICICI Bank, who are using account management system, loan management system, insurance, all these people call as stakeholders. Okay. The people who are related with the entire business. Then now you are assigned for enhancement project in account management system. So the people who are related to this account management system will become correct stakeholders. Okay. So people who are using savings account, fixed deposit account, current account, those people will become correct stakeholders. So that is the difference. Okay. So as a BA, our primary responsibility is, once you assign to a project, first you have to identify who are the correct stakeholders for that particular project. Okay. Then second responsibility is gathering requirements from stakeholders by using various requirement gathering techniques. So once you identify correct stakeholders, we are going to gather requirements from those stakeholders. So again, how to gather requirements? As I explained you just now, we have nearly 10 requirement gathering techniques, which we are going to learn in detail in module number 4. Okay. So in module number 4, I am going to explain about all those 10 requirement gathering details in detail. So by using this requirement gathering techniques, we are going to gather requirements. So just as a glance, you remember, you have to gather requirements by using requirement gathering techniques. Okay. Then third one is understanding the business process and preparation of SRS document based on gathered requirements. So once you gather requirements, whatever the requirements that you have, so you have to understand those requirements in a deeper way. So once you understand those requirements, then we will start preparing SRS documentation. Okay. So again, what is this SRS document? How to prepare? Everything we are going to see in module number 6. So we have module called as, okay. So if you see my course content, so in module number 4, here you can see requirement gathering techniques. Okay. And here module number 6, you can see documentation. So there I will explain what is this SRS document, BRD, FRS, SOW, what are the documents that BA is going to prepare and how to prepare those documents, what are the contents. Then we will see with different documents. Okay. Then next one is presentation of SRS documentation before client and taking sign off from the client from SRS document. So once you do SRS document, then you are going to show it to your reporting authorities for review. So once your reporting authority says that everything is fine, then you are going to present that SRS document to the client. Okay. Now the client is going to take some time. He is going to review this document. He will check each and every word, each and every line, each and every sentence, each and every paragraph, each and every page of this SRS document carefully. And if he feels that everything, whatever he wants is included in SRS document, then he will give sign off. Remember, once if the client is giving sign off, it means that he accepted willfully about all the requirements and functionalities. Okay. Then fifth one is helping the designing team in preparation of prototypes or mockups. So once SRS document is signed off, then BA is going to give this signed off SRS document to the designing team. I mean, he will help, he will explain what are the different functions and requirements that we need to design. Then after that, the designing team will start doing designing, prototypes and mockups. Prototypes and mockups are nothing but screenshots. For example, if your project is having login, so how that login screen should look like, what is the background color, what is the style, what is the design. So everything will be designed by designers. So whenever they do designing, the BA will be helping them in understanding the requirements related to that particular screen. Okay. Then next one is presentation of prepared mockups and prototypes before client and taking sign off. So the BA is going to, after once the prototypes and mockups are designed, the BA is going to cross verify whether these prototypes and mockups are as per SRS document or not. So if he satisfies, then he will present these prototypes and mockups before client and take sign off. Okay. Then coordinating with the developer in taking updates about developed work. Okay. So here, once prototypes and mockups are signed off, then the BA is going to take this signed off SRS documentation and signed off prototypes and mockups and submit to the development team, and then he will explain what are the different requirements and functionalities that are there in project. And after explaining, the development team starts developing the requirements. So once they start developing the requirements, the BA is going to trace and monitor their work. So tracing in the sense, the BA is going to check whether they are completing their daily targets or not. Monitoring in the sense, he is going to check whether they are completing the requirements as per the SRS document or not. And he will take updates from the developers every day and he will submit to the project manager. Okay. Then eighth one is making the developers in participating SRS review while problems or challenges faced by the client. Okay. Like whenever if the client is unable to understand a particular requirement, how the developers are developing that in technical way. So what the BA will do is, the BA is going to take the developers along with them in the meeting and he will introduce these technical people to the client. Then these technical people explain to the client how they are going to develop that in a technical way. Okay. Then ninth one is participating in UAT. UAT stands for user acceptance testing. Okay. So that is nothing but we the BAs are going to participate in testing. We will become a member of the testing team. It does not mean that we are going to do testing, but we are going to monitor the testing team. We will check whether the testing team is doing all requirements tested or not, and they are preparing and updating testing documents like test cases, test plans, and test scenarios or not. And then we will be giving test scenarios and ask the testers to test them. So all these things will be done by BA. Okay. Then 10th one is preparing user manuals. So user manuals are nothing but, for example, if you purchase a phone, mobile. So when you open the seal of that mobile, inside the box, you will find a small book called as user guidance. So that book explains how to install your mobile, how to install battery, and then it explains what are the different features that this mobile will have, how to use that features, everything. In the same way, for our project also, once we complete, we are going to prepare user manual. The BAs are going to prepare. And in that, they will explain like what is the objective of making this project, what kind of solutions we can get from this project, and what are the different features that are there in this project, how to use that features. In case if you are not giving any value in a particular field, where it is going to show impact, everything we are going to explain in user manuals. Okay. Then final one is giving training to end users and developer project. So once we complete all this, we are going to give training to the end users. Now assume that client is having 2000 end users and there is only one conference hall which is going to accommodate 500 people. So BA is going to arrange training in 4 batches. 4 into 500, 2000. Or if the client says that there is no need of giving training to the all these 2000 end users. So 2000 end users are handled by 20 team leaders. So give training to 20 team leaders. Then we will give training only to those 20 team leaders so that the respective team leader will train their team. Okay. Or if the client says no need of giving any training, whatever the training material you have prepared, please put that in our common folder. So whenever the user is getting any doubt, they will cross verify with the training material. So in this way, we are going to give training based on the client's decision. So these are the 11 different types of roles and responsibilities. Okay. So just go through the notes once, and after that, I will explain some more concepts. Okay, from here you can read. Completed?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have seen the roles and responsibilities of a BA. Then next we will see do's and don'ts of a BA, like what kind of work the BA has to do and what kind of work the BA has to ignore. So while doing a job, if no problem, if no doubt, if you are genuine, but your colleagues who are working with you, they may be cunning. So if they are not going to perform their roles and responsibilities, they don't want to take any blame and they will throw that blame on you. So for that purpose, you should know like what a BA should do and what a BA should not do. Okay. So here first one is never say no to a client. That means as a BA, we should never say no to a client directly. Okay. So it is going to create problems. For example, if client is giving a requirement and if you are 200% sure that requirement is not going to work out, so directly you should not say the client that it is waste of spending time on this requirement, it is not going to work out. So it will create a negative impression on the client. He will think, okay, these guys are not going to work out for my project. So in spite of that, you need to say, okay sir, we are going to try with this requirement and we will get back to you within 2 days. And after 2 days, you can go to the client and say, we tried our level best, this requirement is not working. If you have any other requirements, please let me know so that we can try. So in this way, always you need to be very pleasing mentality with the client. You should not show any kind of angry or arrogant. Okay. Then second one is be diplomatic always. Be diplomatic means as a BA, you have every authority to meet any kind of stakeholder. No need to take any permission from your project manager or your reporting authority. If you feel that you need to gather some requirements with any stakeholder, you can meet. You can directly meet CEO or CTO if you have worked with them. So no other employee will get this an opportunity to meet directly with them. Now, you should not misuse that opportunity. Okay. So whatever the decision you are taking, it should not create any kind of negative impact to the team. So whenever you take a decision, you are eligible to take decision, but you have to take the team's advice. Okay. Then third one is never imagine anything in terms of GUI when client is giving requirements. GUI stands for graphical user interface. What is graphical user interface means? Whatever you are seeing on the screen is with the help of graphical user interface. Okay. So whenever the client is giving requirements, you should not imagine. For example, if you are sitting in requirement gathering sessions with the client, now client says that my application is going to have a login page and there will be user ID and password. So once if the client says user ID and password, you should not imagine, okay, for my Gmail account also I used to have user ID and password in this way. In this way I used to give user ID and in this way I used to give password. In this way, you should not imagine. So if you keep on imagining, what happens means the client is going to give some conditions. He says my password will be minimum of 8 characteristics and there should be one uppercase. Now you did not listen because you are in imagination and the client says that okay, these are the requirements, explain to your developers and get it developed within 1 week so that I will test after 1 week. Then you will say okay and you will go to the developer, you will explain them. Then after 1 week, your client make a call. Your client makes a call to you. So you will say, yeah, this requirement is developed and we have tested, everything is working fine. Then the client says, okay, send it to me, I am going to test. Then you will send that requirement to the client. After that, the client will call back you once again and he will start scolding you. He says, what kind of testing you have done? I already specified that my password should be minimum of 8 characteristics and there should be one uppercase. But here, whatever the password I am giving, the system is accepting. Now you will be utter surprised when client has given this condition, because when the client has given that condition, at that time you are in imagination, you did not listen and you did not say to the developer, so the developer did not develop that condition. Now what happens? Every work will get duplication. So that's the reason whenever client is giving requirements, you have to listen them carefully. So if your company is allowing you to take mobile phones, you need to install voice recorder in your mobile phone, and whenever client starts giving requirements, you have to record that so that it will be acting as a reference in future also. Okay. Then fourth one is there is nothing called as by default or common sense in BA dictionary. So for a BA, there should be nothing called as by default or common sense. Why? Because when he starts working in projects, many of the requirements seems to be same, but they are not same. The conditions will differ. For example, now you are placed in a first project which is related to insurance domain. Now that project will have login page. The client of that project will say that the username is employee ID. Okay. Now you have completed that first project. Then you got a second project which is related to finance. Then that project also have a login page. So the client of this second project, he will say employee username will be employee name. Okay. Now you should not think that once if you see a login page, you should not think okay username will be employee ID. You should not think like that. So in your first project, the client has given username as employee ID, but here the client is giving username as employer name, employee name. So that's the reason I am saying the BA should never think that it is by default or common sense. So each and everything you have to take clarification from the client, even though if you know also. Okay. Then fifth one is be like a lotus in the mud, but still not bothering about mud. That means if you see a lotus flower, it looks beautiful. If you keep on observing that, it looks beautiful. But if you divert your observation and if you see around lotus, there will be mud which looks ugly. Okay. In the same way, the BA job in IT industry is just like a white collar job. Okay. So you will be placed under professional category, and your colleagues are going to feel jealous on you. So they will think, okay, this guy BA don't have any work, he will simply come and he will assign work to us and he will go to his place and sit idle. And he is the person who is getting more salary when compared to us. In this way, the developers and testers feel jealous. Sometimes your project manager also, because in some projects, the BA will be getting paid high when compared to project manager. So what I mean to say is you need to maintain only professional relationship with your colleagues. You should not involve in personal relationships. Professionally, you should be friendly. You should not discuss any personal related things with them. If you discuss, then they will take the lenience and they will not listen to you. Okay. Then next one is never take tension, keep passing on tension. So as a BA, you are not going to take any kind of tension. You should keep on passing tension. For example, your project manager calls you and he will explain one requirement and he says to explain this requirement to the developer and get it developed within 1 week. Now you will go to the developer, you will explain this requirement and you will say to him, you have to develop this requirement within 1 week. After 1 week, if developer is not developing that requirement, he has to take tension. You should not take any kind of tension. You completed your responsibility. Now it is the responsibility of the developer. So if he is not developing, that guy will take tension. You should never take tension. Okay. Then seventh one is keep everything in black and white and keep the line manager in loop. So whenever you are working in a project, whatever the work you do, whatever the communication you do, you have to keep that communication in written format. Don't encourage oral communication. It is going to create problems to you. So whatever you do, you have to put in the written format. For example, I will take the same example. The project manager will call you and he will explain one requirement and he will say to explain this requirement to the developer and get it developed within 1 week. Now what you are doing, you are going to the developer, you have explained and you said him that you need to complete this requirement within 1 week orally without any written communication. Now after 1 week, the project manager will call you and the developer. First he will ask you, that day I have explained you the requirement and said you to explain this to the developer and get developed in 1 week. Have you done that? Then you will say, yeah, I have explained to this developer before 1 week. Then the project manager will ask the developer, did he explain? Now developer did not develop that. He don't want to take blame. Simply he will lie. He will say, no, he did not explain me. Now there is no evidence for you to prove. So that's the reason you have to keep everything in written format. So in spite of explaining orally, after explaining, if you have open your laptop and keep a mail to this developer, keeping a CC to the project manager, saying that this is the requirement I have explained you just now. So you have to complete this requirement within 1 week. Please confirm the same. And if you had have shoot a mail to him, then here you will have evidence. So when the developer lies, you can say on that day only I kept a mail and there is a CC to you also. You can say to the project manager to check his mailbox. Then you have a written evidence. So it happens very frequently. Even sometimes your project manager starts playing with you. So if they face any problem in a project, if they are unable to understand what to do, so he will give multiple options to you to do that. Now if something goes wrong, so the management is going to have a meeting. The management will ask you, who said you to take this decision? Now if you say your project manager said, he will simply lie. He will say, when I said that, do you have any written email or something? So that's the reason, even if your project manager gives any work, you have to say him to put a mail directly to you so that he will start working on that. Okay. Then eighth one is keep the existence of existence by following 5W1H concept. Now what is 5W means? 5W stands for who, where, why, when, what, and 1H stands for how. So whenever, if you don't know about a particular requirement or anything, you have to apply this 5W1H concept among yourself. You should try to question by yourself and try to get answer. Then you can get some knowledge. For example, if you want to know about some particular requirement, then you have to question yourself. What is this requirement? Try to get answer. Who is going to use this requirement? Try to get answer. Why we are doing this requirement? Try to get answer. When we are going to use this requirement? Try to get answer. And how we have to do this requirement? Try to get answer. Then you will know some knowledge. You will get some knowledge. It is not only BA. In your real-time life also, if you want to know something, apply this 5W1H concept. Definitely you will come to know. Okay. The ninth one is information given by the clients is not always correct. So whatever the information that is given by clients is not always correct. Sometimes clients wantonly give wrong information to check if you are showing interest on project or not, if you are alert on project or not. Okay. So at that time, you have to identify what kind of wrong information they have given, and you need to caution client saying that if you are going to give wrong information, so you are going to, the project will be going to get failure. Okay, then you need to say to give correct information to him. Okay, so these are the different do's and don'ts what BA is going to do. Then next one is why stakeholders are not going to cooperate with BAs. What are the reasons? So sometimes the stakeholders won't cooperate to the BS. Why means here are the reasons. The first one is lack of knowledge. That means if a stakeholder is not having any kind of knowledge on the information what we required, then he won't cooperate with the BA. So whenever the BA calls, is not going to pick the call. If he messages, is not going to respond to that message. And if the BA directly goes to that particular stakeholder, he will say, I am busy right now, come later. So if you receive this kind of messages from stakeholder, you have to understand that those guys don't have knowledge and they won't accept because it is a prestigious issue for them. Okay. Then second one is conflicts of ideas among stakeholders. So if you want to gather some information from group of stakeholders, it is going to create conflict. How? In the sense, first you will go to your first stakeholder and you will take some information, and then if you go to second stakeholder, the first stakeholder will think, okay, this guy is taking information from me and is going to expose that information to others. In this way, it will create conflicts. That's the reason the stakeholders won't cooperate with the BS. Okay. Then third one is some stakeholders do not want to lose their core prominence. So there will be some stakeholders in the projects who will be working with the same company since from 10 or 15 years. We are going to call them as senior people. So what the stakeholders will think is, in case if you are going to help the BAs, they will become close to the management. And once if the BAs are becoming close, the management will listen to their votes, not, and they won't give importance to them. So in this way they will think and they won't cooperate with the BS. Okay. Then fourth one is some stakeholders are too comfortable and do not welcome changes. As I said, there will be some stakeholders who are going to work with the same organization since from 10 or 15 years. So they will be well versed with the all the process, whatever they are using presently. So what they will think is, in case if they help the BAs, they are going to develop the project with the latest technology. Once if the project is developed with latest technology, so management is going to give same kind of training to all people. It could be seniors or it could be juniors. Okay. At that time, the senior people won't feel comfortable. They will think, okay, now I have to study the entire process and I have to get knowledge on this. In this way, they will think they don't feel comfortable. So that's the reason they don't welcome changes. Okay. Then fifth one is some stakeholders think that technology will eliminate human intervention. So what some stakeholders think means, in case if you are going to cooperate with BA is going to develop the project with latest technology. So in latest technology, like everything will be automated. Okay. So everything is automated in the sense the system will be doing entire process. It won't depend on manual resource more. Okay. So when everything is automated, the management will think, okay, why to put this many of resources in this project? Let me remove some of the resources. In this way, they will eliminate resources. So thinking in this way, some stakeholders do not cooperate with the BS. Okay. So these are the reasons why stakeholder is not going to cooperate with BS. So just go through the notes once. Completed?
Yes.
Okay. So let us see what are the topics that we have covered today. Yeah. So we have started with the business analyst prerequisites. I explained roles and responsibilities of a BA, do's and don'ts of a BA. Then we have seen problems faced by a BA with stakeholders in gathering requirements. And these stages in business analysis is there. So this is nothing but our module number 6. You can see 6 knowledge areas are stages in business analysis. So I will explain the topic in module number 4. Apart from that, we have completed each and everything in module number 1. So I will be sending you the recording video and soft copy of notes. So your consultancy will forward it to you. You can go through that, and at the end of soft copy of notes, in the last page, you will have assignments. So you need to work on those assignments and you need to submit to me. You need to send to my mail ID so that I will check whether you have done correctly or not. Okay. So next week we will start with module number 2. And I got only 3 numbers. Sunita, I did not get you any message on WhatsApp from your number. And I don't know who is another person. Like I got from Abhishek and Arush, and another one is like Asim, I think. So other than that, I don't know. I can see here 5 students. One has logged in with Microsoft account, and another one is Sunita. So Sunita, can you please share your details on WhatsApp? I guess you have taken my number, right? Are you there, Sunita? Hello? Is my voice audible, Madam Sunita? Okay, no issues. So I will be sending the recording videos, okay? We will meet next week.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.